I don't care if your name is Drake and you've been crying all weekend long. Smoke me out, family, with that dank. This is Black and Black Times Infinity, and I am your host, your boy Blue. On my far left is the old ninja of the world, old ninja.
Yeah.
All right. And mix it up on the ones and twos, choking out people on the threes and fours. My boy Kronos.
Peekaboo. I just got the boogers on my chain. Peekaboo. 80 points like Kobe game. Peekaboo.
Nice. If you're watching us live, Kronos just popped up out of nowhere with that. That was pretty dope.
I wasn't ready.
Yeah, this is Black and Black Times Infinity. We back at it again.
I was
another
inspired.
Week. Yeah, we're definitely going to go into that. The whole Kendrick's halftime show. Apparently, there was a football game that happened during it, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it was.
And the
honestly,
ratings show that.
Yeah, I mean, it got good ratings, like Super Bowl and Kendrick's performance, but it was kind of a blowout. So
yeah,
all
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
you have some stats for us?
Yes, I do. Listener of the week would be Zor once again. Thank you very much, fam.
Oh,
actually, I think I'm going up to the Bay, but I don't think maybe I'll be able to see him. I know he's doing something that week, but I think he's on call. But we got to do something.
Yeah, let me know so we all can hang out.
Yeah, and nobody in the chat yet because we're on CP time. So once you guys will be in there in a little bit, and I'll be happy to see all of you. So Old Ninja, the RPs, I guess.
Yeah, damn it, I just lost it. So, here we go. So I'll be pouring out some Mickeys this week. I'm gonna probably mess this up. I don't need to, but this is so Peter. Tuiasosopo, I believe that's how you pronounce his name.
Some folks that could beat you up real mad.
Yeah, that's why I'm staying inside. He was best known for his roles in Street Fighter and Necessary Roughness. He's a Polynesian actor. He began his acting career in the 90s with roles as Manu Mata in Necessary Roughness before going on to star in Street Fighter as E Honda, who was a popular character in the Street Fighter game. He also played Ed Tuttle in Basketball from the creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker, who created South Park. He also had roles in films like The Scorpion King, The Fast and the Furious, Austin Powers and Goldmember, and Speed Racer. He was on TV as well. On TV, he was on shows such as Magnum PI, the rebooted version, the one I think it's still running now, Blackish, NCIS, and The Young and the Restless, as well as Disney Channel's Kicking It, and even had a few episodes of New Girl as Big Bob. He used to play center for the LA Rams in the NFL and off and on in 1987 and 1988. He died from complications of heart complications at the age of 61. So unfortunate. His nickname was Navy. I don't know why. So I couldn't find out why his name.
Might have been the Navy.
He might have been.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but he might have been in the Navy. But yeah, he's had a career since like the 90s all the way till literally now.
He's a big dude.
He is a big dude, but he's been putting in work. So
yeah.
I repeated him. I mean, E Honda was like a lot of people's favorite character. I remember when he was there. So out of that movie, as shit as it was, no one said shit about E Honda. Maybe they're afraid that he fucked him up.
Yeah, that 90s movie was what was funny about the 90s movie is that it was star-studded and still terrible.
Yeah.
It
was funny because it was supposed to be like a Van Damme vehicle, because he's the lead, he's the main guy, and like it was Raul Julia's last movie. He was a fucking powerhouse actor, and unfortunately he was sick and died. So it's all bad.
I blame Street Fighter.
I still blame Street Fighter. Even
they
though
know what they did.
Yeah, I know. I'm still blaming Street Fighter. Fuck them.
No, it's all good.
It's all bad. They took Raul Julia away from us. Probably one of the best renditions of Gomez Adams.
So real quick, first in the chat would be Warrior Fellow. Thank you very much, and also P. He's in the podcast. He's in the chat right now. I invited him to the podcast to see if he can do it, but it's his latest time, and he was doing stuff yesterday.
So I had the great pleasure of meeting P last week.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. He's he's very large and intimidating, but he's really fucking cool. And he came in, had a beer. We talked for a minute. Well, I was really very, very occupied, but I still made time to sit and chat with the man, and we took some pictures together. He's a fucking cool ass dude. I wish we had more time because he had family stuff to do and I had to work, but it was still cool to hang out. I'm hoping, because he said he's going to try to do what he can to come out to SF Beer Week, but it's looking like it may not happen, which is fine. So I figured if I don't see him, I might as well buy him a beer since he's here.
Yeah, I think last time he came out, it was right at the time of Lunar New Year, so it just like linked up perfectly for him. So it's glad to see him last time.
It did, but it was cool. I didn't get to meet his family, but I got to meet him because we've talked a few times, we've gamed a few times, but we've never met in person. So it's the first time.
Yeah, he's a really big dude.
He's a big dude, but he's cool. He's cool as fuck.
Yeah, he's cool.
We had hella stuff to talk about. Like we started conversations, but we had to end them. That it had to take care of shit. We both had to take care of shit because he was like waiting on he was waiting on a call from family. Like he had to leave to go get picked up and shit. So
I think last year for SFB Week, the opening gala, he was there, but I think he was a commoner. He didn't pay for the VIP or the executive exclusive VIP passes where you got in like 2 hours early. I don't think so because I remember it was just the 5 of us.
All I remember is that he was clutch because he brought me some. I needed some contact solution because I had fucking zombie eye.
That's right.
I heard about that. I remember that situation. Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about like him and I think we agreed that
this is the best podcast in the world.
No, well, that remains to be seen. I mean, not remains to be seen. It's already on the table. Anyway, the opening gala I think is overpriced because I don't think for what you pay, you don't spend. I don't think you spend enough time there for what you pay for.
Oh yeah, you do. You drink a lot of. I mean, I guess
drink a lot, but it's like what 4 hours? It's like what 6 to 10 or something.
You can get a lot of drinking done in 4 hours.
You can, but it's like if you want to socialize and shit,
especially if you get VIP.
Yeah, I will tell you, they are definitely losing money when it comes to me. So
yeah. I don't fuck around. I mean, even though like they give you like small pours, it's like 3 of those are a pint of beer, and a pint of beer is like what $15-$16. So if you have like a good,
it depends on what you get. Yeah.
If you get like a good 8 of them, man, you're already above. I think I can do that.
Bro, what do you mean? Of course you can do that. Haven't you done that already?
Jumping back to the actor you guys were talking about, the one that played in Bison. He played in Bison, right? The actor who passed away. Like
Raul Julia plays in Bison.
Didn't he also play in
Adam's Family?
Not Adam's Family. Wasn't he also Selena's mom or dad? Dad in the Selena movie with Jennifer Lopez. Did he play the dad, or is that a different actor?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I looked that up. Let's see.
Yeah, we can look it up. But he was a powerhouse dude. He was a fucking badass actor. So, and the reason why he took the role is because of his kids. His kids loved the game, and they begged him to take it, and he did it. He did it for the culture. So
Oh no, it wasn't. It was a different actor. It was Edward James Olmos.
Oh
shit!
Played the dad.
Another legendary actor.
Comic-Con. Yeah. I saw him at Comic-Con in 2019, and I will tell you this: if you see him on the street, you should probably get the fuck out of his way because he looks like he could fucking take you, even though he may be old. Pretty sure he could still knock you the fuck out. Just saying.
You know who can't knock you out is Danny Trejo.
Why is that?
Did you see what happened? He was like in he was at some parade, and I guess somebody was like taunting him, and so he decided to get out of the car to like confront him, and like basically fell down on his face. It was really really bad. It was really sad to see, but I mean, no, Danny Trejo still looks like he would murder you.
He didn't have a machete on him. That was the problem. No knives, no nothing.
Also, Danny Trejo looks like he knows people that can handle you.
Oh, he knows people because he's always been inmate number 1.
Yeah, I mean,
have you guys watched that documentary?
I was just about to say that shit.
Oh.
No, I haven't, but I've heard a lot about it. And like,
it's really
he was
good.
in jail. That dude was in jail for a while.
I
didn't know he got arrested.
His first movie he was in, he was actually an inmate in prison, and they casted him to be in the movie. So he actually was inmate number 1. And then from there, he just got more and more roles, and then eventually like cleaned up his life. But yeah, and then like he also talked about how the tattoo on his chest is
Salma Hayek, isn't it?
Yeah, Salma Hayek, but like he got that tattoo way before he ever met her. And like when he first met her, he like ran over to her. It's like he like ripped open the shirt and said, "Hey, this is you." Like and she was like, "Okay."
Yeah, he's told that. I've heard that story from him a few times. Like not personally, but he's told it on like night.
I like how you said it from him, but not personally. So you heard from him.
No, but he says it on like fucking night shows, like talk shows.
I met that dude, but from very far away. So Patrick said, "How dare you, sir?" He absolutely did. I'm pretty sure he was at VIP because we walked there together. I'm pretty sure from like my hotel room. So yeah, he was.
I was drunk, so
yeah. Yes, Drunk Blue came out that night.
Yeah, but there was no throwing up. What was there?
You don't think so?
Drunk as hell, but
I don't remember.
Throwing up.
I have my pretzel necklace. I'm usually pretty good when I have my pretzel necklace, but when I don't, that's when things get real bad.
I'm really looking forward to coming out because like before I was like I don't know if I'm gonna come back early, but I just found out I'm getting a big ass tax refund, so I'm like, all right, I'm going all out. I'm probably gonna rent a car to go up there. I ain't flying because apparently planes don't work nowhere in America.
Yeah.
Like, that shit is super sus.
This shit's dropping out of the sky now. Yeah, you
got planes dropping out of the sky. They're like almost running each other on the runways. Like it's not a good time to be flying.
No.
And what's sad is it's like that it happens. But the fact that it's been happening too much, like too recently, was very alarming.
It's like, you know what's funny? There's an episode of I forget the name of the podcast, but it's basically 9 months ago they called this out of like literally a quote in the episode is there is going to be a fatality collision with airplanes within the next year or less. And I want to say it's like second, I can't remember the name, something about our union. I don't know, but it was really good. And they laid out exactly why the FAA was fucking up because they didn't have enough air traffic controllers, and that's exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. So more perfect union. If you look up more perfect union on YouTube, look up the episode about the FAA, and it lays out exactly what just happened, and it's going to continue to happen because we don't have enough air traffic controllers.
And with this DEI being canceled, their things are looking really dumb.
I don't even know why they're trying to blame DEI as if there's like a million fucking non-white pilots in America. Like it's still a minority like of pilots. Like, you know, like who was flying the planes? You notice how they kind of was super quiet about who actually was flying the plane. I'm pretty sure it wasn't two black dudes or two black women or any women or, you know.
Apparently there were two. Well, the crash in DC apparently was a helicopter. The helicopter pilot was a woman, so they've been jumping all over that.
Well, there was a woman in the plane. I don't know if she was piloting it. Even still,
she's piloting the plane from what I've seen.
All right. Well,
and people keep blaming DEI.
The woman that was there was white, but it's also people don't understand like what DEI means. It also means women. So there's that. So all these people are losing their jobs and getting their farms taken away. All that stuff. This is what you voted for. So. You know, this is what you voted for.
There was somebody who broke down like what things could be impacted by DEI, and I think I might have mentioned on the podcast before, but like a woman's nursing like room that a lot of companies are doing could be gone. I mean, like there's the whole tampon in the man's bathroom, like that's been gone for a while. That's been gone since the beginning of the year. But like I think even having like the changing stations in the man bathroom and like places probably would be taken out because that's will be considered DEI.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. I you know me, like when I had my youngest daughter, it was very apparent that there was nowhere, like especially because she was born in Texas, there was like nowhere to change her in a bathroom in Texas in a man's bathroom. They just didn't have any changing tables, and it was super fucking annoying. And people will be like, oh, well, you know, that's like women's work. It's like, no, it's not fucking women's work. That's parent work. Like I don't give a fuck who you are. Like you're a parent. You got to change your kid's diaper at some point. So both or whatever, either bathroom needs to have changing stations. I don't care if it's, you know, women's bathroom, man's bathroom, family bathroom, whatever, you know, gender-free bathrooms. I don't give a fuck. Put a changing station in there because, you know, you need that stuff in a bathroom. And you know what's crazy is that I feel like all this stuff with like the whole bathroom thing, I feel bad for women in general because like anytime you open up bathrooms to fucking savage-ass dudes, like there was like bathrooms get so fucking gross from dudes just like peeing. You know what I'm talking about? Just like peeing everywhere and just being like disgusting. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's sad, but then like the whole bathroom thing too is because like my personal opinion about it is that like when man use urinals, like like your pee like splatters all over the place, so that kind of explains why there's always like pee on the floor
for a urinal. But then there's like, there's no excuses for like pee on the toilet seat.
Yeah,
like when the seat's down and that happens. I'm just like, bro, like what the fuck? Like you can't take a second to, like pull it up at least, like.
Just sit down and pee. Just take a load off. Just sit down. Think about it. Think about your life.
Even bringing that up, people are going to get mad right now. Just like, oh, I got to sit down and pee. It's like, it's less of a mess. And I got a bidet. And that shit is, I got a warm toilet seat when I sit down. So I honestly, I get mad when I go somewhere else and there's a cold toilet seat.
I do too. Yeah, we started off with a tangent.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Did you see my shirt? It's gonna be kind of controversial, but
yeah, I was gonna say what was on your shirt. I mean, right now it's backwards for me.
Oh, is it backwards for you?
Well, I see it in the live feed. I can read it now.
It says drink tequila straight, fuck ice. It is
nice.
Wow.
So like my local beer, my local the place I go to every Monday with Lando, who listens to the podcast, who I do jiu-jitsu with. We make it a point to go to this place called La Nacional on 3rd Street in Chula Vista every Monday night, like around 8:30, and they were selling these shirts, and I was like, "That's dope." So
that is dope.
Yeah, if you didn't know, I stands for what is it? It's like the
immigration
immigration something enforcement.
Immigration control enforcement.
Is it control? I guess it is control. Yeah,
no, it's immigration and custom enforcement.
There we go, customs enforcement. There you go. So yeah,
ignorance.
Why don't they have the because it's U.S. immigration and custom enforcement? It should be like ICE.
Yeah.
a cease.
Anyway,
I don't know.
That's the smallest thing. Not the smallest, but it's something I could do for being in solidarity. Because last week, me and Lando, we went to La Nacional, and they were closed on Monday, which is weird because they're like never closed on Monday. Because like we actually know the bartender by name. He's a good dude. And we rolled up, and there was no lights on. And we're like, what the fuck? So then we were like, okay, well, let's go like the next place over because 3rd Street has like a lot of like bars and stuff usually open at that time. And pretty much everything was closed, especially every Mexican spot was closed on the street. And then I was like, is there a thing going on? Like, this is very weird. We looked it up, and it was a day without migrants. Yeah. And so that
was pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. We had to find somewhere new, which is funny because like the place we found was a place in Bonita, California, which is basically Chula Vista. It's like a unincorporated part of the county. We found this place called Monterey Ribeye Burgers, which is like super good. If you're ever in Bonita, look up the Monterey Ribeye Burgers or the Lucky Irish Brew something or whatever. It's the same place. The food is fantastic. The burgers are so fucking good. It's like one of the best burgers I ever had in my entire life. It's made from like ribeye meat, but it's still super juicy and good. They have a really good selection of beer. Pretty much everything that's in there is sourced from Mexico. So like all their wine, beer, and like meats, they're all sourced from there. And I didn't know that Mexico had like a really thriving craft beer like scene, and they do. I had quite a few like really good beers from there. So yeah.
Don't let Felon 47 hear you.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
Felon 47 or Felon.
Yeah. Dude, speaking of that, I posted in our group chat about a news article, or actually a news coverage that they were doing, and there's an organization called, I think it's like Students Against Nazis Actions or something like that. I can't remember what their full name is, but they've been putting like notes on not people's cars, on people that own Tesla's car, saying that they need to sell their vehicle or they're going to vandalize it. And I was like, okay, yeah, I mean, that's crazy. But when they said that this was happening in like cities in like the Bay Area, and one of those cities is the city I live in, and I have a Tesla, I was like, oh, damn. Because I know recently over in Redwood City, there was a woman that she has a Cybertruck, and somebody tagged the side of her car saying like F Nazis. And this one was like a Mexican lady. I think she like works for like the school district or something. I'm not sure how she can work for the school district and afford a Tesla, a Cybertruck. But Yeah, like that happened with her, and that River Cities is only like, I don't know, like a good maybe 20-minute drive away, maybe 30 minutes. And I was like, damn, that's fucking crazy. But like, yeah, since I have it, like for me, what I plan on doing is I'm gonna remove the badges off my Tesla, and I'm gonna replace them with some Batman emblems. Let me show you what they look like. Pretty dope.
He just took off like Batman.
Like, no, so these are like licensed Batman, like licensed by DC Batman emblems to go on my car. So I got one for the front and I got one for the back. So I got two of them that I'm gonna put on there.
Nice.
But then I also want to get a sticker saying that I bought this car before we found out that Elon Musk is crazy. So hopefully that will keep my car safe.
That's crazy.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Blue, you didn't want to talk about what you found today, or you found yesterday. You want to experience it today.
Oh yeah, since we were talking about
Beer
and SF Week, I had the Pliny the Younger today, and it was amazing. So if you didn't know, Cronus found this really great Easter or a hidden gem here in the Bay Area. Actually, here where I live at in Hayward. Everybody knows we've given out the name, right?
Before? Yeah, the Bistro.
Yeah, the Bistro. And yeah, I went there today. They had the Younger on tap, and I got two of them, and they were delicious. And what's so cool about this? So they actually released it yesterday, and I think other places released it too, like First Street Ale House in Livermore was pouring it as well. But yeah, they had it on tap. I was worried that they would run out, but they still had it today. And like there's probably like 15 people when I got there, and they opened up at noon to start pouring, and they said they will have it until they tap out. And yeah, it was great beer. The place itself is such a cool experience too, because like it's just, I don't know, just clean. Like the people, everybody that goes there is real chill. They usually have music playing. They have like live band almost every day. They're open every day. But yeah, it's just a cool environment. Like I was talking to one guy, and he was saying how he didn't know that they had it. They were pouring it until his wife told him. So he basically like ran down to go see if they still had it. And yeah, he was waiting in line. I was like, oh yeah, they tapped it yesterday, and I'm surprised they still have some left. But yeah, I got to chat with him. I was telling him like, yeah, you know, I've been coming for like a couple of years now, and like SFB and stuff like that. So it's always cool talking to strangers while having a drink. Like the camaraderie is there. Is that the right word? Yeah,
camaraderie.
Yeah. But it was a really good time.
Yeah, that's like I tell everybody every year this is like my secret spot, and I keep saying it because if there was like more people that were going, I'd stop saying it. But it's still pretty reasonable to get there. Like I've never had to stand in line for like more than like 3 minutes to get the Younger.
Yeah.
And in comparison, if you go to get Pliny the Younger from like a Russian River, like you got to camp out.
Yeah.
Or if you go to Tornado, you're gonna be in line for a fucking minute at like 9 a.m. So
even like I remember one time I went to First Street Ale House for it, but the reason why the line was so long for that location was because they weren't just pouring the beer, they also had like a buffet going on. So like you only could get the beer if you were sitting down at the table eating. So
yeah, that's just
that
like,
kind of sucked.
Yeah.
But what's so cool about it getting now is that when we get to the opening gala, I'm not really concerned too much about getting the Younger, and I can focus on other beers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get it. If I don't, you know, it's no big deal. But hopefully I do get it when I'm there. If not, I'll have like there's other beers that I want to get while I'm there. I still got to look at like the whole schedule to see where I'm going to go, because it's weird having like this whole like schedule shift, because usually SF Beer Week is like one of the main things of SF Beer Week starting is Pliny the Younger, and the fact that they decided to move it later because of other things that I've talked about before on the podcast. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't like they're separating the two, because they were like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
And what you know, I'll see, especially because like before I talked about it, like they didn't really have like an opening gala thing scheduled for like the longest time.
Yeah, you're like you almost said that they were. I don't think you weren't thinking they were going to have an opening gala this year. And then like literally that same day,
they said it. Like literally, it was on their Instagram. They're like, "We're not doing the opening gala this year," and I was just like, "What the fuck?" So they're going to do regional things, and like I think like a day or two later, maybe it might have been like the same day. Like then they announced like the SF Brew Fest, which is basically the opening gala, but it's earlier in the day on a Saturday. Usually the opening gala is later in the day on a Friday.
Yeah.
And it's in San Francisco, like on a pier. And this time it's going to be at, Salesforce Park. So hopefully a building doesn't fall on us.
Yeah. Also, at Bistro, they had Pliny the President. Is that what it's called?
Pliny the President. Yeah.
Yeah, they had it there. They had that there as well, which was cool. I didn't get a chance to get it, but I just focused on the younger.
Oh, another thing that's really cool about the Bistro is they have a double IPA and a triple IPA fest. Or sorry, double IPA and triple IPA it is a festival. It's a festival.
Yeah.
But they have competitions, so it's like the best, double or triple IPA on either competition. And the younger was winning for like the longest time, but now they don't. And so what's cool about that is that you can go. I remember like during the pandemic, like they still had the competition, but they had like obviously like judges like doing it on their own, and then the winners, they would package their beers and you can pick them up at the location. And that was super cool for those years where you couldn't go to the actual place to get a beer. Whoa, I guess Blue is just gone. I'm sorry.
No, Orange dropped off.
Orange is gone. And now it's just I'm a small guy. Now I got to figure out this fucking. How do I?
Gotta reconvert the
No,
layout.
there we go. Now he's back. All right. Old Ninja fucked up the rotation. You okay now?
Yeah, it's I have a sensitive headset, so if I don't speak for a certain period of time, my headset will disconnect.
Oh damn! All right.
Yeah, so acts like I'm on or something, like power saving. I gotta fix that. So whatever.
So yeah,
I'm back.
that's. I think that's just all I got to say about that. Yeah, the Bistro is cool, and they also have live bands and stuff. That's how we met Jay Trees. They were on here like years ago, and yeah, it was just it's a fun place to be. It's kind of I want to say it's kind of divey, but I mean,
Yeah, it's not. It's too clean to be divey.
Yeah, it's clean, but
I wouldn't say it's too clean. It smells like mold.
it smells like mold.
It does. Every time I go, I was thinking they clean the place up. Every time I go, it smells like fucking mold.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I have to concur on that one. But it was cold in there today, so I wasn't really paying attention to the smell.
Well,
But
so here's the thing: were you inside or on that like the little?
I was inside.
patio?
I was inside because it was like sprinkling outside.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So I went
Oh,
inside.
that's right. I forgot it was raining a little bit, so I've been inside most of the day.
Yeah, but overall, Bistro is a really cool place. I really want to take the sweetness there. Like we've been living in this area. Like I could
Right
good.
down the
Maybe,
street. You can fucking walk there.
Yeah.
Really.
I'm like a 15-minute walk to get to the Bistro. And
Awesome.
I've been wanting to take the sweetness there because like they play really good music. There's bands they have every week. At
Wait,
least every
music?
Friday they have one. Yeah, they have a free
I'm about to
like a
say.
band.
I'm about to say when I've been there. Well, we go during the day. It's usually our first stop before we get to the city.
Yeah.
And there's usually a crowd. I mean, not a huge crowd, but there's usually a crowd during SFP week. So
They have a wide selection of live music there, of like local bands. So it's pretty cool.
What's funny about the Bistro too? So on their sign it says that I think I mentioned it on the podcast before, but it says on there that they have beer, wine, and coffee. Like that's on their that's on their sign. And I wasn't there today. I was like, I do not see a coffee machine whatsoever.
They do. They have like a latte
man.
machine or whatever.
I didn't see it in there.
Yeah,
but,
they also serve food. I don't know if you knew that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean they have like snacks like a dive bar would have, but I don't know if they have.
No, they have like
food.
they make like sandwiches and some other shit too, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
So across like maybe kitty corner from the Bistro is that one restaurant where they make really good fucking nachos there. That place is actually.
Oh, you're talking about Buffalo Bills, which I think might be.
Is
closed
that what
by
it
now.
is?
Yeah,
I remember the name, but it was really. I mean, it was kind of fancy for a weird ass name, but they make really good fucking nachos. And then across the street from Buffalo Bills is like that fried place where everything's fried. I mean, it's crazy, but the food trucks are pretty good there too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, downtown Hayward is like it's super tiny, but there's some stuff to go to. Like there was Brats and Bruises there too, and like there's a couple. Now there's like Cookies, which is like a weed place.
I think Brats and Brew is gone.
Oh really?
I don't think it's there anymore. Yeah, I don't think it's there anymore. I think it might be something else now, but I don't remember. Let me see if it's still there. But there's also like there's a club or bar called Dirty Bird that's there.
Yeah.
And that place is like it's funny because they move locations because they used to be like that used to be like a super dive.
It was on Mission,
club.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. And they moved. There was like people got murdered there. Like that's how bad that place was. Yeah. But they move And it was like I've been there before, and I was like, okay, they really cleaned this place up. But I went recently, I was like, oh yeah, it's just back to where it used to be.
Yeah, back to stab wounds.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a lot of kind of stuff to cover.
Yeah.
Obviously, we should talk about what went down on Sunday. So everybody else is talking about it.
You talking about church? We're gonna talk about
The
church.
whole world.
Right.
Ah!
We're gonna talk about
Isn't the church closed? I'm just saying.
I mean, it depends on what kind of religion you pray to. I mean,
There
pussy's a pretty good religion to pray to. You know,
I suppose so.
just saying.
Amen.
But yeah, the sport event for Americans
The sport event.
happened
Sports go
on
sports.
Sunday. Yeah, go sports. So the Super Bowl Sunday was just past Sunday, and we had the Kansas City Chiefs against the Philadelphia Eagles. There's a lot of stuff that went down. I mean, I saw bits and pieces of the game, but I enjoyed what I saw. I saw Kansas City get beat up, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, they got fucking embarrassed. Listen, I was watching it. I was working, but it was a slow day, so I had it on like one of my monitors. I have many of them, and I knew it was over when Mahomes got sacked twice, then threw a touchdown then threw an interception for a touchdown, and then the next time he got the ball, he threw another interception. I was like, all right, this game is basically it's cooked. Like he's done. They should have pulled the guy out at that point. I don't know why they didn't. But
That's all
yeah,
all bad.
yeah. But light skinned dudes, we got pretty fucked around that day. Like Mahomes took an L, Drake took an L.
Yeah.
So it's like we need
hold on.
We need light skin
Drake has
redemption.
been taking L's.
We need light skin redemption.
Yeah, I mean, it's like this one dude said on Twitter, like Drake. For Drake, this has been the longest funeral, like probably the world has ever seen. So, like he's been dead since last June. So he's still getting beat up.
Yeah,
Crazy.
honestly, and he's a silly person. I don't know. This whole thing about like walking out with the bullet holes and like the smoke and stuff, like that's not impressive, bro. Like everybody knows that you're fake. Like at this point, so like you coming out with like bullet holes and smokes and shit, like it's only appealing to a certain kind of fan, and it's probably not the kind of fans that you. I mean, that's what you're going for, but some of them know you're fake too. And at this point, your stock is just decreasing. Meanwhile, Kendrick's stock is increasing, 1,000-fold at this point. I mean, like, he's back in the charts again on the Billboard and Apple Music charts for like a variety of his songs and his albums, and he's fucking killing it. So,
and this is a week after winning 5 Grammys. Too.
Yeah. 5 Grammys for a diss track. Like that's
Well, hold
Never
on.
in history.
He did drop an album on top of it, but
yeah, no, but the album wasn't on it wasn't for the
I know
album,
it was not.
But we have to be clear though for the podcast. The album GNX was not eligible for the Grammys for last year because it dropped in like December. So he got 5 Grammys for Not Like Us, a diss track.
Wait, did it drop in December or early January?
GNX?
Yeah, I thought it dropped in early January.
It could be early January. I could be very wrong, but either way, it wasn't eligible. Yeah, so yeah.
Wild stuff.
First diss track to win 5 fucking Grammys is insane.
5 Grammys, and it was
and a rap song on top of that. Like,
yeah,
that's not unheard of, but like, damn.
I think it is unheard of. Like, who wins for a diss track?
So let's talk about his performance.
Halftime show.
Think? Yeah, the halftime show of Kendrick Lamar. What did y'all think?
I only caught bits and pieces of it, so y'all, I'm gonna have to chime in on stuff that I actually saw.
You didn't watch the whole thing?
No, I couldn't watch the whole thing. I only saw bits and pieces. So, because I was working too. So
I think like 2 hours after it aired, the NFL had it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, the internet had it up.
Yeah, but it's also, I believe it's also on Apple Music because they sponsored the show. So
it is, but it's also on Amazon Music as like this is weird. Like I've never seen a halftime show on Amazon before. Like,
that was really trippy.
Like, what the fuck?
Like I was looking up Kendrick Lamar because I wanted to listen to the song that he does with SZA,
Luther. Yeah, Luther's song. Yeah.
I wanted to hear that one. I was like, wow, that's like I don't think I've ever heard it before. I was like, wow, that song just like them two together flow very well. And I was looking it up. I looked up Kendrick Lamar, and it said like Kendrick Lamar halftime show trending. I was like, wait, what? And I go to play it, and it's the whole audio track, and it's like studio quality. It's not like it's like you can actually hear the fans in the background when it comes to the A minor part. But yeah, it was really, really well like recorded, which is surprising.
So if you watch it live, though, this is my one critique about his performance is that whoever the audio person was did not do a great job. Because like I knew like what he was saying because I know all the songs, but when white folks were like, I didn't understand what the fuck he was saying, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, I try to like give them some grace. Some of it was probably racism, honestly, but some of it was like, yeah, the mix was like kind of bad.
Okay, I thought it was my TV because when I watched it, like, because I streamed it through Tubi, and like it was 4K. Like the quality of Tubi was actually really surprising for like a free streaming service. Like it was really good, but the audio wasn't great. Like I could barely understand like Samuel Jackson when he was talking, and there's like a bunch of times I couldn't understand the lyrics, but I caught like the gist of certain parts like here and there. But when I went back to listen to the audio like from somebody else's recording, or when they aired it live, or not aired it live, but when they aired the re-recording on YouTube, that's when I could hear the actual audio recording.
Yeah, I
thought it was just me.
Yeah, so when I was on my computer at my desk, I have a THX like system, and it didn't sound great. And so like I watched it again. Hold on, I gotta like change the layout again because he left. He'll probably jump back in though. Give me 1 second here. How do we do this? Is it tiled? No. Spotlight? No. Sidebar? No.
So Odin just left the podcast,
and
so we're trying to.
And I can't fix it.
Change the layout. Change the layout to tile?
Nope. Can't do that either. God damn it. This is going to annoy me to no end.
So right now, like if you're watching us live, Kronos is a
there
little
we go.
Box.
Yeah,
I'm
tiny box.
taking up the whole screen.
That was me.
Yeah, guys got all of me.
No, it's all good, man. I understand
I clicked on the wrong tab trying to delete all these extra tabs, and I clicked on
all the porn.
tab.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all the
slow
food
down.
porn that I keep getting from fucking Prodigy. Who's not here?
Yeah, what I was saying though is that I went downstairs to like my like home theater setup. I've got a Denon system with like 5.1 and all that shit, and it's a really good system, and it's still like the audio quality was not that great. But like as far as like his voice goes, but I know the song, so it's like for me, I was like, all right, like I know what's going on. But yeah, the performance though was still, it was really good. We got to hear a new song, which is like, that was amazing. It was a song, if you watch the GNX like trailer to his album, that's the song that he's playing for the trailer, which I was wondering like, where's this song at? Like, is it going to be a deluxe GNX? So we got that song. I didn't know, honestly, if he was going to do Not Like Us. They hinted to it a little bit in the performance, and then he did Euphoria, and I was like, whoa, he's doing Euphoria? Like, I thought Euphoria is way more disrespectful than Not Like Us. In my opinion, it's way more disrespectful. So once he did that, I was like, all right, he's got to do Not Like Us. And, Samuel L. Jackson basically mocking America, like him saying, like, oh, you're too ghetto. And like, and the fact that, because they knew like what the response is going to be no matter what. And sure enough, these people, the 76 million traders, they chimed in predictably. And yeah, but he already called it, so it was great. Honestly, I love the performance. I love the PlayStation controller thing. I love the loading screen, the game over, the choreography. It was great.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that you couldn't see so they had like the loading screen. I didn't see that the first time around. It wasn't until like I watched it later on YouTube. But there was also like a part where it says like wrong way. When he was singing, was it Euphoria? There was one. It was after he got off of the stage with the car. Is when he's walking down and like, because the way the set was laid out, the middle part was like a street. Yeah, I think it was Squabble Up. It was Squabble Up. And no, it was just overall like his whole performance was like Easter egg after Easter egg after Easter egg. There's so many like hidden meanings and different things in there. Like there's like one part where his dancers form the American flag, and the flag is split in half, which kind of represent like how things are right now in America right now. Like everything's kind of split, and like the flag being split was like a really good representation of that. And then like somebody had pointed out like every time they showed him on the screen, like he was always walking like counterclockwise, and they said like that's just us going back in time, basically. How like how everybody like how the government's going back and all this other different kind of thing. Like there's a lot of different Easter eggs in there, but one thing that was funny. So there's a YouTube channel called I can't remember what it's called, Rockstar, and they were talking about like when the not Rockstar, it's called Rockstar, but they were saying that when he first starts performing, all the keys, the buttons for the controller start to light up, and the order so there's two people have different ideas what it means. So one person said that it's the cheat code for GTA, and like GTA is like one of the popular Sony games, and like one of the games take place in LA, which is kind of cool. But then somebody else said that like the cheat code is the same for Jurassic World, for a Jurassic Park game, and it gives you 59 lives, which is it also ends up being the same number for the number of Super Bowl that this one was for, which is also pretty cool. But I don't know, there's just so many random things that people are finding that's really crazy. I feel like there'll be like a college course on this, like a deep dive.
100%. Not only that, I mean, none of you have mentioned it, but I mean, we had SZA performing with him, which was very cool. I actually haven't seen her live yet, and I've seen her kind of perform somewhere, but I couldn't watch all of it. This is my first chance to actually watch her perform with Kendrick on like 2 songs, because I knew when they performed All the Stars, I was like, if Chadwick Boseman was alive, he would have been on the field with them.
Yeah,
100%. He would have totally been out there, and like with like a Wakandan suit too, just walking. Probably the whole cast would have been there. I wouldn't be surprised. And then we can't skip on Serena Williams, crip walking.
Oh yeah,
where like it's like if you were, I think, close to the field, you would have seen her. But if you're high up and even like at home, you wouldn't have seen her if the cameraman hadn't put the camera on her. And you see her just crip walking, glory walking, which was like a double whammy, because some people may not know that Serena and Drake had dated one point.
And so did SZA and Drake.
Yeah, SZA dated him too.
Drake. So then like you have Serena crip walking, as Drake had dissed her in one of his diss tracks against Kendrick. Or actually he dissed her husband.
Dissed her husband, yeah.
Yeah, and then
on 2 tracks. It was 2 songs, right? That he dissed.
I haven't heard the other one. I heard he dissed her on an older track, but then during his beef with Kendrick, he dissed Serena's husband, and so she's right there on the field, crip walking during Not Like Us, and they like zoom in right there, and like that's something special. I mean, they're both from Compton, both out there with millions of people watching, and let us not forget that there was like 120 plus people yelling A minor during the Super Bowl on national television. Was fucking wild shit.
What kind of,
where I was very, very surprised that there was a lot of people who knew the lyrics to more than one Kendrick song. It wasn't just Not Like Us. They were singing along to like a bunch of his older stuff. And I was like, what the fuck? How the fuck do y'all know? But they were all about it. I was like, holy shit. And the thing about
jump back to the okay, what's her name? What's the tennis player? Yes, Serena Williams. Yeah. So her whole sea walking on stage actually had 2 meanings. So she's from Compton, like you said, like Kendrick Lamar. But also when she won Wimbledon, she did the crip walk, and she got fined for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like she got fined for doing it, and like people are like, "Oh, she's so ghetto, she's so ghetto." So the fact that she was on this huge stage in front of millions of people doing that dance, and she looked gorgeous doing it. Like honestly, like I was like, it took me a while to realize who it was. But yeah, it's just great that she had that platform to do that dance again, and pretty much be like, "Hey, I'm still out here doing my thing," basically, because she's the GOAT of tennis, like hands down.
Yeah.
Let us not forget. Also, I mean, I think that also plays into when Sam Jackson came out as Uncle Sam, when he plays out talking about Kendrick being too ghetto and like all the things that he figured people were going to say, but you also have Serena backing him up, SZA backing him up. Like that was like all in one. And then because we got to do this for Prodigy because he's not here. We got to talk about the discourse. That's what he loves. He loves all the discourse about it. There was just so many. I'm just gonna say this because it's been said before. Because I'm not gonna say I coined this, but I will say it appears that the majority of the people that did not like the performance and thought it was boring or just didn't get it or whatever tend to be the unseasoned of
there were palm
of the
colored
US
people.
population.
There were palm colored people, and they were so mad about. They were like, "Why are there only black people on the stage?" I'm just like, I thought you don't believe in DEI, so make your own bed.
There was a bunch of stuff. Also, there was an anchor on Newsmax, which Newsmax had this anchor
It's
going
not
out
real
like
news, though. It's not even like
it's
it's
not real
basically
news,
it's like watching The Onion.
Yeah, but these people are going to be allowed to go to the Pentagon and report from there, and they're talking about. One of the anchors talking about he didn't know Kendrick. He doesn't think Kendrick had the repertoire to hold a halftime show. He said nobody knew who he was. He was saying he was just like some kind of nobody. And I'm like, dude, it's just you who doesn't know who he is. It's fine to see you don't identify with the music. You don't know his music. That's fine. But to go on and just try to bash him just because you don't know, that's kind of fucking just bad. That's like one as a journalist. That's terrible journalism. Terrible.
They're not journalists. They're Newsmax is propagandists. They're just all propagandists on there for like ridiculous.
Yeah,
bullshit.
it was just very weird, and like a lot the people that were clapping back were like, "Well, you didn't understand the performance because the message wasn't for you."
Yeah,
or the message was about you.
Yeah, but it wasn't for you.
That's number one.
Yeah, and it was just crazy stuff. I was just like, "Oh shit!" Like so many people were just saying that this was ghetto and like he didn't deserve his now the discourse where he doesn't deserve his Grammys. Now they're comparing him to Eminem and 50 Cent when they didn't get their Grammys for their for their albums when they came out. I'm like, dude, you got to look at it this way. When Kendrick won, what was his competition for 2024? What else was up there that was on that level or on the same level? Like what were even the nominations against him? I don't even know.
For like rap songs?
Yeah, for
I don't know, but I will tell you that there was like I said it before on the podcast, but Kendrick like took all the air out of the room for rap for 2024. There was a lot of really good rap albums that came out that year. I'll say it again. Go back and listen to Chromacopia by Tyler the Creator. Doce, which the Alligator Bites Never Heals, another great album, which he won rap album of the year, deservedly so. There was a few other ones too. That were out there. I know that somebody was saying that. Yeah, I don't know if he was nominated. I don't know if he had like a new album that year, but there was a whole bunch of like really good. Schoolboy Q had another good album. I feel like this is kind of like payback for like somebody just said in the podcast in the chat. Brandon, thank you. Is looking at Macklemore because there was one year where like Macklemore he won for the highest. It's Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. Don't get me wrong, I actually really like that album. But there's no way that it was better than I think it was Good Kid, Mad City that came out that year. And it
came out that year. Yes.
What?
For songs that were nominated for rap song of the year, where Kendrick won for the Grammy, there was Marlana Evans for Asteroid. Then there was Jordan Carter for what's the name of this song? It lists a bunch of different artists that were on that track. For Carnival, there was Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. And then Ronnie Jackson for Glow with Gorilla.
I mean, Gorilla is another she's a really good new artist that but for me, I've always said for a while now, like Doce is like my favorite new artist from last year. So and she got her Grammy, deservedly so. If you haven't listened to Alligator Bites Never Heal, listen to that album. I Denial is a River and Nissan Altima. If you listen to both of those songs. You don't think they're awesome, then you can just stop listening to the podcast. I'm just saying.
Okay, for best rap performance, he went up against Cardi B with Enough, Common and Peter Rocks for what the fuck word is this? Postum. Then Doce for Nissan Altima, Eminem's Houdini, which was a really popular fucking song. You have Future Metro Boomin and Kid for like that.
Yeah, like that.
And
the
Kendrick
so he
Lamar's
had
on the track.
yeah, he had 2 songs on for that one, and not like us. So he beat himself, and then Gorilla had Yell Glow again or Yeah Glow. So those are some pretty decent songs.
Decent. I did like Houdini, but once Houdini dropped, like it faded because like all the kids were hating on it because like, oh, he's mean to Megan and this and that. No, he's being Eminem. He's being typical Eminem. Y'all kids are just too young.
Well, that was the thing for me is that, you know, when I heard Houdini, it was way too much like his old stuff. And I'm just like, you know, I would hope that as, you know, artists get older and mature, like they kind of come up with a new style. But I also understand that like some people that are my age, they just want to hear old shit, you know, and they want to hear like the old style. I'm not that kind of person.
It's funny that you say that because like there's a lot of like old school rappers who are bringing like releasing songs. Like Ice Cube released a few songs recently, and then like Will Smith did. But Method Man and Redman dropped a track, and I was like, this is old school Method Man and Redman. Like it just sound like them, and I was like, yeah, this is really good. Like
it's good.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but it's like I don't expect it to like, you know, it doesn't keep up with the time. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to gain any new audiences from like giving me the same sound from like 1999. Like it's just not. It's nostalgic for me, but you know.
So kind of jump back to the Super Bowl. Kendrick Lamar kept teasing that he was going to play Not Like Us. Like he kept stopping and like playing like snippets of the sound, and it's like, oh no, I'm not gonna play it. But like once he did play it, the fact that he said like, oh, you know, I'm thinking about playing a song that he likes to hear, and then he plays the music, and he's like, oh yeah, that song. But you know how he likes to sue.
Yeah.
Like he was just jabbing at Drake all freaking night. But then like he starts playing the music, and the fact that his whole performance, he self-edited or self-censored himself. Like he got rid of bad words. Like when it came to Not Like Us, he didn't say like pedo. Like he basically just kind of bleeped himself.
But everybody else said it.
Yeah,
that was the best part.
Everybody else said it.
Yeah.
But it's crazy too because like if you watch it again, look at the background dancers. The background dancers are literally like, like the part where he goes like I can't remember how the song goes, where he talks about like if you're in love with him and if you have a little sister, if you look in the background, all the dancers are like bent over like trying to show like a little kid thing. Yeah, it was really crazy. But then like when it came to the A minor part. Like, so if you watched it live, you couldn't really hear the audience, but when you listen to the audio on like Amazon Music, dude, the crowd is loud as F. Like you can hear them clear as day.
I have to just disagree with you, Blue, because when I watched it live and you could hear the crowd clearly.
I couldn't hear the crowd.
He starts to say when he says the first syllable of minor, he like lowers the mic and you can hear the crowd behind him. Like millions of people in the stand. It's like the whole fucking stadium said it. You know Taylor Swift said that shit in her booth. You already know.
But shoot, at the Grammys, she was dancing to it. like,
oh, show. Yeah, I didn't even speak about her in the Grammys. But you know, Taylor Swift was probably drunk as fuck at the Grammys. Even though she didn't win, I'm pretty sure she had a fucking great time. Pretty sure she was drunk as fuck.
You know, that's actually kind of amazing that Taylor Swift didn't win because she had one of the biggest tours of all time with the Eras tour, and she didn't win because she had, what was it, like Midnights, and it doesn't fucking matter, but she had an album that came out last year, and it was quite popular, I'm sure, with like a lot of Palm Coda people. So and my daughter,
the unseasoned,
and she didn't. Was she even nominated? I don't even know.
She was nominated like 4 or 5 times. It didn't win in any of her categories.
Well, I mean, you know, I feel like she probably wasn't mad because. Honestly, I feel bad because like there was like one year where like she won, and then you know Kanye came up and he was just like an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I really think if you rewatch the Grammys, because I think you can watch it on Hulu, you can see that Taylor Swift is like unbothered. It's like her friends won, so she's celebrating with her friends, and she's getting drunker and drunker as more people win. Because every time people are drinking, she's just drinking her hand, and you can see she's fucking partying. It was a party. I don't think she gave a fuck if she won.
Yeah, she
Her
seems
friends
like
won, and she's won plenty of Grammys. I don't think she gave a fuck.
she seems like a decent person, like from the outside. Like honestly, I was very surprised that, you know, I was kind of embarrassed. Well, I want to say embarrassed, but also I don't watch football that much anymore. But when they showed her on the screen and folks are booing her, and it's like, why are you booing this woman? Like, if anything, she's bringing new viewers to the NFL. So I don't get that, and I'm pretty sure, you know,
Or that get off my yard.
I'm pretty sure, you know,
lawn.
her, you know, Travis Kelce wasn't getting booed when he was going to her concert. So, I mean, come on, people, like what the fuck?
So yeah, Taylor Swift was nominated 6 times and lost in every category.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean,
So
Crazy.
I don't think she gave a fuck. I mean, I swear to God, she was drunk as fuck. I think she was drunk by the time the third award was fucking on.
What's crazy about with the award, all the award shows is a circle jerk. Like it's not the fans basically voting for these people. Like the industry, the studios are the ones that basically put in money to get these people to get even nominated or whatever. But a lot of times when artists aren't going to win, they're not going to show up. But the fact that, you know, Taylor Swift showed up to this, she probably knew she wasn't going to win, but she still was there to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Like Beyonce, she won like one.
Drunk, man. I'm telling you, she's there to drink.
Yeah, she was there to have fun, and that's what's cool. But yeah, back with the Kendrick Lamar thing. Like after he did Not Like Us, he brought Mustard out with turn his TV off, and that was like those two songs pair perfectly together. Like that was really well
because it's a similar beat. Yeah.
Before you go on, Blue, we have to talk about the coldest thing in fucking probably Super Bowl music history is when Kendrick Lamar is performing Not Like Us, and then he looks at the camera dead in the center with a huge smile on his face and just says, "Hey Drake, I hear you like I'm young." And feeling millions of people, like households, are there listening. But if you didn't know shit about the beef, which I'm sure a lot of the unseasoned people did not, you're gonna end up Googling or asking your kids what the fuck that was about, and that just blows that shit up even more. And it was
like
pearly whites on screen.
He stopped the whole event and talked straight to Dre. Like he wasn't talking to me. He wasn't talking to somebody else named Dre. Like anybody else was watching that performance knew exactly who he was talking to.
Oh yeah,
and I felt that person was watching. Like I knew Drake was watching it.
Oh yeah, he wanted to say, "Hey Drake." He wanted to know we can add it to his lawsuit, and he made sure, like, "Oh, I don't give a fuck. Sue me. I'm gonna do it right here. I'm talking to you right now in front of millions of people. You finna know. I won a Grammy for this right there. So hey Drake, I hear you like me young." Oh fucking shit.
And also that peekaboo thing that I did like in the beginning for like my intro, like one of the coolest things was like that he did was like what I just did, like I replicated it sort of poorly, but it was like he was doing the peekaboo song, and like the way they did it was like literally in like the they call it the cross, but it's the X button in the PlayStation on the controller. And then like the camera is this is not a fucking cross. The cross is not tilted over. I'm just saying. But you know, it's Japan. Maybe they do it. That's what a cross is in Japan, but not anywhere else. Anyway, the camera person in that scene is like spinning around with like all these dancers in the intro of the song, and then all of a sudden he says peekaboo, and then like Kendrick just like pops up out of fucking nowhere and he starts rapping, and I was laughing my ass off when he did that shit. It was hilarious. That was like one of my favorite parts of like the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. The scene where he's doing, I think before he goes into peekaboo, he's standing in front of a street light, and the people in the background are actually from the Bay Area. It's an Oakland dance crew.
Yeah,
I think they were in one of his other videos.
Yeah, it was All Right.
Yeah, it was All Right. They were there.
So I knew because like when the guy was like sitting on the top of the light, I was like, oh my god, they're gonna put him on a suspension thing so he can like replicate All Right, which is like if y'all never seen the All Right video, it's a really great rap song. It's also one of the greatest music videos because like he's like literally like just like walking through the air in the Bay Area, and it's a fantastic song and music video. So check it out if you get a chance.
We finna be all right.
this halftime show was a lot of fun, and I know there's some people out there that didn't get it, not that they're unseasoned. Like my mom had posted up that she thought it wasn't a very good Super Bowl thingy, but she's probably looking for like all the dance and the glitter and the sparkle and the fireworks and this and that and all the multiple people choreographed dancing. And I think that's what like a lot of people probably expect for the Super Bowl halftime show. But yeah, if you knew the beef between Kendrick and Drake, but then also you understand like the music that that Kendrick Lamar sings and performs, then you have like a better understanding of this whole entire performance. But one of the things that I really like, my favorite thing about the whole thing was, and it was a surprise, was having Samuel L. Jackson there as Uncle Sam, and like people are like analyzing like how many stars are in his costume and this and that. Like because I think he had 13 stars in there, and so they're talking about how like, oh yeah, this is back in colonial time and like slavery and stuff like that. It's like there's so many messages in this one performance. It's kind of cool.
Yep, this is definitely, it's still talked about to this day, which means to me that he did a good job. Because if this was shitty, people would have stopped talking about it by yesterday.
Yeah, no, I mean, like it's the highest viewed, Super Bowl halftime show of all time. And don't get me wrong, like I realize there's more people on the planet, so yeah, you're always gonna get more and more views, but it's still way more than like last year's, which I don't remember who the fuck did last year.
Was it?
Oh, it's Usher, wasn't it?
Was it Usher? But yeah,
I thought Usher was last year.
I thought it was like Dre and them. Wasn't it Dre and Tupac?
That was a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's a couple years ago.
That was West Coast Avengers. That was a couple years ago. Because Kendrick was there too.
But the fact that Kendrick Lamar, who, yes, I will freely admit, before last year especially, he was not like a very well-known rapper. He was not like, he's still considered, he still is to me, the greatest rapper of this generation. But that doesn't mean shit to like the mass people around the world. It's like I was literally, I'll bring up Dirty Stu. So Dirty Stu, I was talking to him on Instagram, and I was asking him like, hey, like, do you know about like the Kendrick and Drake beef? And he didn't know either of them. He didn't know who Kendrick or Drake was. He had to ask his daughter who they were, and she knew Drake, and she knew Drake from Rich Baby Daddy. And I was just like, whoa, okay, that's like a very new song by Drake. It was last year with Big Sexy Red, or was it? It's Big Sexy Red, right?
Sexy Red. It's probably both. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just like, all right, but it's funny because like he literally, this is really cool. Dirty Stu, what you did was really cool by like making the video, like so like literally he made a video of him asking his daughter about this, and it was cool because first of all, I forgot that Dirty Stu was like super Scottish.
Mm-hmm.
So like his accent is fucking extra thick.
Yeah,
I understood like most of what pretty much all what he was saying, but it like took me like it was like a delay on like translating it back into like something I could understand. But and then like we had like kind of a long conversation about like Scottish folks and like being treated kind of poorly where he is and like the like class divide where he is. So I got educated, so that was cool. So Dirty Stu, thank you very much. But yeah, that was
those dank questions for
what's
us.
Up?
I said Dirty Stu used to have those dank questions.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's a good dude. But yeah, like it's funny because like you never know, like when people are like from around the world that are listen to us. If you're just typing to me, like I don't read an accent, but if you talk to me, I even asked him, I was like, yo, do I have like a really thick American accent? And he said like no, because like when he watches, because he's used to watching like American media, and so like to us, it's like it's not really like that extreme. And I told him like when there's some folks in like the South here that they have extreme accents, to me as well. But anyway, it was just cool. It was cool to talk to Dirty Stu, and it was cool like what he did, like asking his daughter about Drake. Kendrick Lamar. So thank you. Oh, and he also next podcast we will break down. He asked us specifically about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef because he doesn't understand like how that all happened.
I thought we did. Did we not do that a few months ago? Or?
I don't think we went in like super deep, but we'll have Stitch on the podcast like talk about it.
That's right.
And because it's like it goes deep. It goes way far back because there are literally songs you can listen to right now, like Poetic Justice, which is like from Good Kid, Mad City from like
2009, I think.
2014. 2014. Pretty sure it was
Okay,
around that era. Very long time ago. It was like 10 years ago where they were rapping together. Yeah.
They actually got a few songs they rap together.
They do.
Even J. Cole.
Yeah.
Which everybody forget about him. He
well,
bowed out early.
I think people forget that J. Cole is the true winner because he bowed out of the beef. He knew what was coming.
He is not the true winner. No, he
came out with his integrity intact.
He came out in second place is what he did.
Yeah, second place is better than dead.
Drake. Second place is better than Drake. Drake came out.
Like I said, better than dead.
Yeah.
And Drake is dead. There's only Aubrey Graham now. So there you go.
Barely.
Yeah.
Oh, Good Kid, Mad City came out in 2012.
2012. Okay.
Yeah, that's even older.
Yeah, that's even older than I thought.
That's a really great album, and also so is Section 80 is a really good album. Like he has really great albums. It's funny because like one of the folks I went to high school with, she's a white chick. She was like, "Okay, when are we gonna get a Kendrick?" Because she's like a theater nerd. She's like, "When are we gonna get like a Kendrick Lamar story like on Broadway?"
Oh, probably soon. Soon.
I was like, hey, that's a good idea, but like the best album you can do for like a Broadway thing is Good Kid, Mad City, because like it's literally it's a very cohesive story in the album. His other albums, don't get me wrong, they're all fantastic, but that's like one that goes from like beginning kind of to end, and it's great.
Well, I mean, I feel like all the diss track could make like a really good like a Harlem like performance. Like what's that, like Duke of Earl type storyline where we get like
doo-wop shit.
I guess some old doo-wop. But it's funny. I remember you guys know Kids Bop, right? Because they did a version of Not Like Us, and it was actually, I wonder if was it real or not. I think somebody else might have made one, but it was like, I don't even remember what the topic was. I think it basically talked about how like they couldn't do their homework because they had to go get bubble gum or something like that. Like it was some crazy like story that they made to make a diss track for kids, basically.
I'm trying to think.
Once the song gets to Kid Bop level, then you made it. Or actually, I wonder how Weird Al Yankovic would redo Not Like Us.
I wonder. He hasn't done anything for like. I know he's on tour right now. I'm pretty sure, but he hasn't done.
Well, he had an album I think 2 years ago, and he just had a movie which I haven't seen yet. I've been waiting to see it. The movie has Daniel Radcliffe, aka Harry Potter, as fucking Weird Al Yankovic, and fucking but they have what's your name? Evan Rachel Wood as Madonna. It looks fucking hilarious. I really want to see this fucking movie. But yeah, dude. I'm looking at the track list for fucking Good Kid, Mad City, and like Money Trees. That song alone is all over TikTok.
Yeah.
Like all those TikTok dances, they usually do it Money Trees. It's not the actual like speed of the track. It's sped up, but you can see this on fucking YouTube, and there's people dancing and shit. Poetic Justice with Drake. Swimming pools. When swimming pools came out, that was everywhere.
I listened to that song a lot while drinking heavily back in the day.
Yeah. So for me, probably this is the first song I think I heard from Kendrick was The Recipe. I had this on repeat everywhere. Yeah. Like this is the kind of song on a summer or spring day and you're driving somewhere where there's like a large body of water. You roll your windows down, you pop this fucking shit and you turn your shit up and just fucking ride. That's the kind of song that this is. Even though Drake is on the song, but it's just dope ass fucking song. I feel like it's an old kind of lowrider song, but it has like a new wave vibe to it. It's fucking sick.
It's very Dr. Dre. Like the beat is very Dr. Dre.
Very Dr.
Dre. I mean, he's on the track too. So yeah.
The song that I think the first song, like, because I think I've heard Kendrick songs before in the past. I just didn't kind of like it was just a song that was on radio or whatever. But I think it was the music video he did with Don Chino in it. Was that DNA or was it?
It was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was DNA.
Yeah, that one was really good. I was like the fact that Don Chino did was rapping the song. Was it?
No, it wasn't Humble.
DNA or was it?
It was probably DNA. It wasn't Humble.
Yeah, I think it was DNA. Yeah, I think it was DNA. But yeah, just that whole video of him like Don Cheadle like rapping the song and like standing up like as Kendrick Lamar was taking over his body or something like that. I was like, this is really well done. Like this is amazing. Who is this rapper?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt that.
I think after that he
Recipe.
Yeah, after that he did like he did Into the Spider-Verse and like Black Panther. And I was like, yo, this guy's got some skills.
Yeah, what's funny, like people talk about him like they make fun of him because he's like short, but it's like I don't really give a fuck. Like this dude lyrically is like he's a master at this. You know what I mean? Like if you go back and listen to his songs. Also, I need to say it again because I say it probably every single time we talk about Kendrick Lamar. One of his best songs of all time is not released. It's called Cartoons and Cereal. If you look it up on YouTube, there's a really cool like fan video that's made up of it, and it's like literally like a bunch of like cartoons from like the 90s, and like he like makes it into like from the song. But it's like one of his best songs that should have been on Good Kid. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be on Good Kid, Bad City. But there was like a sample that's used in it that they didn't get the permissions for, so they couldn't release it officially. But it's one of his best songs of all time. So just check it out, Cartoons and Cereal.
So also, I know we're fucking going off about it, but a lot of people kind of skipped over the Black Panther album. We listened to it. I listened to it the day that it was available.
Yeah.
Because one of my roommates brought it. It's probably one of the best albums for like almost any movie. Like every track was fucking fire. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? It reminded me of fucking Thriller. Even though nobody really talked about the album, like some of the songs in there were fucking amazing.
Yeah. So they're really good. I agree.
One more thing about the Super Bowl performance. One thing that Kendrick Lamar did that got white women just all up. They were all talking about the pants he was wearing. Apparently he's bringing back like bell bottom pants because everybody was like trying to figure out like where can they get these pants, like who are the makers of it and this and that. Like I just kept seeing that posted. Every white woman that's on TikTok basically were asking where he get his pants from.
This is
like
so
that
funny.
was trending on there.
Me and P, we had like a little conversation about this. So like, you know, he was saying like, yo, he's wearing bell bottom pants. I was like, yeah, but remember back in the day when we were like growing up in the 90s, like people wore like, you know, wide pants. And so we're talking about Jinkos and like all those other like wide pants and like like,
baggies.
And it's cyclical because like we got it in the 90s, but we got it from like the 60s from like the bell bottom thing. So like it's coming back. It's cool because I remember like wearing pants that were like so big around my feet that would like drag and like it would just like destroy the backs of my pants.
Yeah,
and that would just be like thinking like literally dragging a piece of like your jeans behind you, you know. And he's bringing it back, I guess. Like I said, it's cyclical. It's not new.
Yeah. Like these pants were so baggy and their pockets were so big that a friend of ours stole a remote control car.
More than one.
Yeah, more than one. Out of Toys R Us and walked straight up out of there with them.
No, it was not Toys R Us. It was Saros merchandise.
Oh, that's what. Yeah. Saros merchandise.
It was off Maui. It was actually on Maui, in Newark, California. Remember that dude?
Oh, actually, I believe I know what that shit is. It's like
totally different now. Yeah.
And I remember one time I was with him, and he not me. I was a good kid. Yeah, right. But yeah, like I guess somebody in the store saw him taking something. Actually, it wasn't this. It was another kid. Was it? Because there was Marshalls. And there was somebody else that was really good. Chris, a guy named Chris. He was Sticky Finger McGee, and somebody saw him, and like we got up out of there, and he threw the RC car in the middle of a display, and you could hear it like just explode as it hit the ground, like it just shattered into a million pieces, and we got up out of there. But yeah, those were fun times.
Yeah, those were crazy times.
We had our moments.
It's weird that like the amount of decades that are between like then and now are amazing. Yeah, it's like that was like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost 30 years ago.
Probably 15. Yeah, probably 30 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
All right, where we go to next? I guess I want to get into some shows. I want to talk about Spider-Man. You guys all caught up on it?
I'm not caught up.
but
I'm close to caught up, but I'm not all the way caught up. But it's good.
I didn't watch today's because today just came out, and I know today had a interesting appearance by another Marvel character today. So,
all right, we'll see for that. So far, I'm not caught up. I haven't watched today's, but I'm enjoying the show, the animation style. I like how they're keeping some of the characters like true to nature. I mean, there's one character where it's like, is that going to be the Rhino or not? Like, I was a little confused on that one, but
yeah, he looks like the Rhino, like the Russian dude.
Yeah, the Russian dude. I was like right when I saw him, I was like, oh, that's the Rhino. But then the girl had the laser headset, and I was like, wait, is she gonna become the Rhino? Because she was big too, so it's like hard to tell. Like, are they gonna do a gender swap with the Rhino? But I guess we'll see. But I don't know. Overall, it's a fun story. Like, it's like the whole backstory with like Tombstone and all that stuff is really cool. So I'm really excited how things are playing out. One of the cool things is like they talk about like the Sokovian Act,
Sokovia
Accords.
Yeah, they mentioned like a lot of stuff that happened in the Marvel universe. So, but like a lot of things don't tie together, which is because, like, for example, Peter is influenced by Tony for getting his suit and stuff like that. But in this one, we have him kind of partnering up with Osborn.
Norman.
So that's a little bit something that's different. So this is definitely in a parallel universe, but it's not the cinematic universe.
Also, when they talk about the Sokovia Accords, they talk about the internet at the airport. So in Civil War, when they eventually fought, somebody was there in that pictures, but there's no Spider-Man. Apparently, he wasn't during that fight. He wasn't there during the fight.
I was gonna say maybe Spider-Man was there, but I guess he wasn't there because he
doesn't talk. He would have been talking about it. He doesn't say anything about it.
And then I guess he would have had his suit by now if he was there, because
he doesn't have a suit.
That's when Tony gave him his suit.
He's still wearing pajamas. So there's that.
So he's wearing hockey pads and stuff, or hockey jersey.
Pretty much. Yeah, and like padding and shit, but it's still kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's kind of weird because like when the episodes are released, they release more than one. Like last week it was 3. Was it what the fuck? So I don't know what happened today. They might have dropped 2, 3, maybe just 1. I'll find out.
I know there's probably, if you're listening to this podcast and you're some kind of person, you would know that there's some controversy with the voice actor for Peter Parker because he was afraid that the show would be too woke, and just like, no, I mean, if you go to, I don't know, New York where Spider-Man is, it's not mainly white people. There's like, it's a very well diverse area. So the fact that this guy was worried about that is kind of weird.
But then also, like, comics have been woke since day one. Like,
yeah, I just people just they kind of interchange woke for like pretty much blackness or anything that's like negative, which is kind of weird. But yeah, the show, other than that, like it's a really good show. Like, it's very true to the comics. If you're mad about Norman Osborn being black, he always should have been black. I think the person that drew him just used the wrong fucking color palette when they put on his skin tone, because the dude's got fucking waves or cornrows or whatever, and he's had that for like forever. And like nobody white has hair like that. Like, they don't. So
that's hilarious. Should we talk about? Because I'm moving on. I mean, we still got time, but something went down today. I don't know if everyone saw it, but Sony had a state of play today.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't have a chance to watch it, but
I watched it. So, do you want to talk about it, chronologically? There's most of it I didn't really watch.
I didn't make a list, but I will say there was one called like Mind something.
Mindseye.
Yeah, Mindseye. That one like stuck out a lot for me. So, if you're listening to the podcast, obviously you can hear my fucking voice. Why do I say that? That's so weird. Anyway, look up Mindseye on YouTube right now. Watch the trailer for it. There's 2 trailers. One is like a kind of a general overview. One has some gameplay in it. It's basically GTA meets like Call of Duty, like Advanced Warfare, like in the future. Like, some folks in the comments were calling it GTA 7. Like, honestly, it looked really cool. The story looked really cool. The graphics were dope, and it's third person, and shit was just getting blown up. And they cut a really good trailer. And I was really amazed because I never heard about this game before. And it says it's going to get released this year, but I ain't believing that shit. So Like it looked too good to release this year. Like y'all ain't fooling me. Get the fuck out of here. But if it does release this year, I mean, more on you because GTA is releasing this year, so maybe don't do that. So
Yeah. So I mean, there's already another big franchise coming out this year. They're making their return this year, and they're already scared of GTA. So yeah, they're actually moving their release date. It's the return of Battlefield is back this year, and apparently they're going to move their release date just in case because GTA 6 has not released an official release date. They just released a time window. And so EA is like, oh, we want to kind of avoid this shit, so we're going to move our shit back. I think they're moving it forward.
They're like the fucking boogeyman. What's crazy is that if you look at Rockstar, this is how much of the boogeyman. The last 2 Rockstar releases were trash. You're thinking, oh, you talking about GTA 5 and
no, I'm thinking
Red Dead?
else.
No, like they did like a remake of fucking what was it? Was it Vice City?
No, they had some other game that was shit too.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
I can't remember.
There's one I have. It's like somewhere I gotta read, but it's somewhere over there. Agents of Mayhem. That was another one.
Oh yeah.
That they released, and it's just like.
But there's another one too.
But when they hit, they fucking hit. When they hit, they hit. And GTA, I don't think it's gonna miss. Actually, no, it wasn't. Agents of Mayhem is the maker of from the makers of Borderlands, it's Gearbox. But yeah, when Rockstar hits, they hit, and they're putting in the time and effort. It looks like so far with GTA 6, and it should be amazing. People are already talking about how it's woke. Nobody gives a shit what you think. All you people that think it's woke, I don't give a fuck because it happens to be a woman protagonist. But it's also there's a dude too. It's basically Bonnie and Clyde, so they're gonna make a gajillion dollars again.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched a trailer for Mindseye. It's the motion capture. Is it the guy from that plays Quicksilver in the Marvel?
There are definitely some like known actors that are in that trailer, but like the gameplay and the story look really good.
So it's interesting because like the Sony buttons show up and seeing it like because usually the buttons are like top down left right position, but like the way it is in this trailer. This Kendrick Lamar definitely took the PlayStation controller buttons and put it on the field because the layout's the same.
Well, honestly, I mean,
the triangle's upside down.
If you look at like, for me, like the first time I heard a Kendrick Lamar song was in GTA. So I can't remember what it was because like there was a song. I know there was one with him with Schoolboy Q, Collard Greens, and there was another one. I think probably The Recipe. There's a couple of songs that he had on like was GTA 4 maybe.
Maybe I have the game. I haven't remember. We can go through this really quick. I have a list up here. So they showed a more in-depth trailer of Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, and I guess their release date. Yeah, finally. So they showed that, and the trailer was longer than I thought it was going to be. But Konami just pulled the rug out from Kojima, and it's like we're going to do this. So
it's not Kojima is not attached to this.
He's not attached. That's why I said they pulled the rug out.
They didn't pull the rug. Kojima left like damn near 5 years ago, if not more.
It's been longer than 5.
Yeah. So they didn't pull the rug out of nothing. Like he's been gone.
So the release date is August 28th for Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. And
wait, is this a remake or a brand new game?
It's a remake. Yeah,
it's a remake.
And it's honestly, it's a really great story. It's how you learn about the original boss, who's like, it's got one of the greatest final boss scenes of all time. Of like the chick like singing the Snake Eater fucking anthem as you're murdering this woman. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and then what is this? So, B-Boy kept calling this Returnal 2, but it's not Returnal 2. It's made by the same studio that made Returnal.
Housemarque.
But he's saying apparently this is in the same world as Returnal because it looks like Returnal, but this is Saros.
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah, so it's Saros. Saros. It looks like Returnal, but like you play a dude. So, I mean, it looks pretty cool. We'll see. I think Some people were saying already that this may have a crossover Returnal in the game somewhere, but I think it's too early to tell.
Yeah, it's way too early. Come on now. They literally released a trailer with no actual gameplay.
Yeah,
Like,
and the trailer was pretty
silly.
huge. The trailer was huge. It's a huge fucking trailer.
What do you mean huge? Quantify that?
A huge trailer? Huh?
It was quite short. What do you mean by huge?
I thought Saros was kind of a long trailer for like a new game. I thought it was pretty interesting.
No, I mean it was, to me it wasn't that long, and it like they didn't show really anything. So they showed like the sun eclipsing and like some crazy monster and some dude face down in the dirt picking up like a sort of shotgun thing.
So that's what I thought too. But I don't know if you watched the little showcase with one of the developers. He was saying that was actual gameplay. I was like, what the fuck?
In the beginning of like, okay, so this is where they just get away with lying. This is Elon Musk territory. Right? And in the very beginning of the trailer, it said this is not actual gameplay. So he can say what the fuck he wants, but
he was saying it was like, oh, this is like gameplay when you can do this. Where there's like he calls it a black hole.
There was no.
Like, what the fuck?
No,
you talk to him.
I'm not talking to him. Like you could be wrong too. Like
yeah, that's true.
They showed literally no gameplay in that entire trailer. Nothing. Picking up a gun and seeing a fucking
black hole.
So yeah, that's not gameplay. Like he didn't even fucking. He made no action. Anything.
Yeah.
He didn't even fucking shoot the gun.
No, he didn't. But he was like duck and cover, I guess, or whatever.
No, but like are we watching different trailers? Like what is going on here?
Maybe
I got to rewatch it. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, so we had another big drop. We got Borderlands 4.
Yeah.
Dropped the official release date with some high gameplay with some weird shit. September 23rd.
Yeah, so like the gameplay looks like it's, I don't want to say a stark difference from the other ones, but you're like you seem way more mobile. Like there was a lot of action in the air of like jumping, and there's a grapple hook component to it. It seemed like way faster than normal. Than the previous versions of. Actually, no, I'm sorry. If you go back to the pre-sequel, maybe they're taking elements from there, but there was no grappling hook in there. So the pre-sequel, you were more mobile because they had areas that were lower G, and they had cryo, which is a cool new weapon type or ammo type. But people didn't like the game for some reason. I loved it because it's just Borderlands. But we will see. It looked way faster. It looked almost like Doom Eternal meets Borderlands, which is I'm all in.
I mean, it does look you do use a lot of parkour or something similar. So, but and it looked like somebody has wings. There's a class that has like weird ass wings or some shit. They're like mechanical or like I don't know. It's weird. And it you kill someone with your wings. I was like, what the fuck?
Like one of the bad guys have wings, or one of the characters?
No, one of the characters looks like they have. It's like a orange and a blue wing, like ice and fire kind of. It looks like you can kill someone with it. It's very quick, so could have missed it.
But you can't actually fly, because that'd be kind of a new mechanic.
Well, you can. When they showed like the gameplay, they were moving around a lot, like a lot.
It's moving quick, so maybe you can glide. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there was a lot of shit. So September 23rd will be Borderlands 4. A lot of people were hyped up about this. So there was a couple of stuff. So I should have known this was coming, but there's a Days Gone remastered coming in April.
Yeah.
So April has Days Gone remastered, which okay.
It's a pretty good game. Like people give it more credit than I think it's worth. It's a good game. It's definitely not. It's not bad, but it's not like. It's not a game of the year game. You know what I mean? But it's fun. Like I like the way they do like the whole zombie mechanic, especially the swarming thing, where you get swarmed by zombies. That shit's fun. And yes, I have the game. I've played the game. I haven't beat it though. But,
This other game, it looked kind of interesting, but it reminded me too much of Final Fantasy. This was Tides of Annihilation. This was a big like single player kind of crazy. I don't know. It's like magic and fucking swords and shit. It takes place in London, but it looked like Final Fantasy to me. I don't know. I wasn't completely sold, but it looked cool. The graphics are great, but to me, I feel like it's not my kind of game. But it is what it is.
You don't say arigato like we say arigato?
Definitely no.
Okay.
Question real quick. Did you guys know that the state of play was happening today?
Yeah,
Yes.
I did.
I
mean,
did.
I told.
I did.
I notified Discord.
Yeah.
About it. So yeah.
Okay.
But
Well,
also
this-
IGN also like released it like yesterday and I think Monday. They said there was a state of play coming.
Did I feel like I've been so out of touch when it comes to like video game announcements ever since like, sorry to say this, and it's gonna be dating myself, but like G4, like G4 is like my number one like avenue for, because on the show they'll talk about that, you know, such and such was happening or this and that, but then especially since like E3 basically got disbanded, like all these studios or all these companies are doing their things like separately, and I just can't keep track of what dates the events are actually taking place. So I feel like state of play usually happens like in the summertime, but
it happens a lot. It happens a lot now.
Yeah. There's one
okay.
every 3 months now.
Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't tripping. Okay, I wasn't tripping. I was like, I swear to
No,
God, this just
no.
recently happened. Like, am I missing something?
And
Yeah,
Am I
no,
not out of
it's
touch?
different manufacturers like each time. Because I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a Nintendo state of play by summer.
It's Nintendo Direct, and then what is the Nintendo
Yeah.
Direct is what they call it, and what is the Xbox called?
Xbox Showcase.
Showcase.
Or
Yeah,
what-
so it's
yeah, same
yeah.
shit. So we're gonna get more and more. We're gonna get probably one from each of those powerhouses
any
before
VR
probably
stuff?
by July.
Is there any VR stuff
there-
that was covered?
So here's the thing. I guess Days Gone you can play in VR.
Oh
no.
shit!
So they said VR. I don't think it
The
said VR.
VRR.
Yeah,
They said
VRR.
VRR.
Something. It's
Is that
variable refresh rate.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh. Usually people just say it instead of just okay.
What? That's a lot of words. You say VRR.
And-
It's
well, we're-
it's an option for CDs. Yeah.
We're adults. We can say words. It's fine.
It's a pirate. It's all
Yeah.
run by pirates. It's VR.
We got Capcom started the show off with
I'll be right
fucking
back.
Monster Hunter Wilds, which I love. I cannot wait for this fucking game. But there is another beta this fucking weekend. I didn't get the chance to play with Prodigy, but I did get to play with some people that wanted to play the game. They showcased some creatures that haven't been in the series for a while that are making their return, and a bunch of new fucking creatures. So I'm fucking excited. They had some other announcement about it, but I guess there's some exclusive skins or some bullshit.
So wait,
Shit that I don't give a shit about. But
like I know you and Prodigy, y'all guys talk about Monster Hunter like until you're blue in the face, but is Monster Hunter just a dope version of Pokemon? Like, are you just out there
No.
catching fucking
No.
dragons and shit,
No.
training
No.
them to
no,
fight?
no, you're
That's
out
what
there.
it sounds
hunting.
like. Monster Hunter.
No, so you played Shadow of the Colossus?
I have not.
Oh well,
I know the game though.
it's like that, but they're slightly smaller. Even though there will be creatures that are probably just as big as a Colossus, but they're like giant. You're hunting dragons with like a squad of like 4 people, and like you make these ridiculous weapons, and you upgrade your armor and your weapons, and you have a fucking cat, and your cat talks now, and it will accompany you. And now you have like this weird bird raptor thing that you can ride that will carry your stuff with you now, and you can chase off shit. And then now the big thing now is that the environment is more reactive. Like they have storms, both like thunderstorms in the desert, sandstorms in the desert, thunderstorms and fucking snow shit. It's fucking crazy shit. It's shit that can harm you and your partners and your mount. Like it's fucking crazy. There's a lot of building and crafting, a lot of cutting. The thing is there's like 13 weapons, and each one has like a very a learning curve for each weapon, and they all have different pros and cons. So you have to, if you're gonna pick a weapon, you have to like test it out and see how you like it.
So you're actually out there. You're actually a slaying monster, not collecting monsters.
You are literally slaying monsters, and you need to come prepared because they can fuck you up. And usually, on average, you have three tries to kill the monster. If not, you got to restart. You lose whatever you use during your hunt. You have to either remake or like go find or whatever.
Oh
So
shit!
the cool thing is it's 4 players, so you can get people to come in to help you. And then they also added the mechanic where if you try to call other people to come in and no one comes to help you, the game will add 3 NPCs to come and help you. So
Are they any good?
so far they've been very effective.
All right.
And especially, well, the thing is, It's kind of hard
it's all
because
ChatGPT, deep fake or DeepSeek, and Gemini.
Well, the thing about it is that during the demo, everybody's level 1, and so I don't know if you have to level up your hunting squad, that your NPC hunting squad, or if they just level up with you. When you level up, they level up too. But for now, because you have the lowest of the low armor and weapons, they come in. They're doing a pretty good job. They will trap the monster so you can get extra hits on it. They will like wound the monster. Like they'll give it a wound. If you take a wound, you can destroy the wound, which does really fucking good damage and shit. There's a lot of shit going on. So this weekend, again, this shit runs. I will try to run it with Prodigy, even though we didn't talk about the PlayStation outage. Because of the outage, they're adding an extra day to the demo or to the beta. So I'm like, fuck yeah.
Did they cover the whole outage during the state of play, or they just
there's people in the chat demanding. No, they didn't even talk about. They just talked about the games. They didn't talk about shit about the outage. They didn't even say sorry. The showcase or the state of play just ended. When it got to the final game, it just fucking stopped. I was like, what the fuck? They didn't say bye or nothing. It just stopped.
They literally just turned the TV off on everybody.
Yeah, I literally went to, like, my next video was like ready to play. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Did it just fucking end? I'm talking to Kronos. I'm like, did this fucking end? It went to a black screen. I'm like, they're gonna show something else. They're gonna show something else. Nope, it ended. I'm like, are you sure it ended? And boom, done. It's done.
Yeah. So Kronos just came back to his desk and like, yeah, when he walked away, the camera like followed him.
It goes auto. Yeah, sorry.
No,
we just turned that
auto tracking right on.
I thought I turned it off.
So, no. Yeah, we're just talking about the Monster Hunter thing. I've literally been talking about this whole time you're on. But we're also talking about how the state of play, when it ended, it literally just ended. They didn't say bye. They didn't say something about the outage. They just fucking ended. I was like, what the fuck? What just happened? So,
yeah,
that was weird.
Did you ever figure out what happened with the outage? I guess I want to go into that a little bit because I know people are pissed.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what's funny is that there was an outage in like 2011 that was like way longer,
mm-hmm.
but it affected like way less people because back then there was like, yes, there was online gaming, but like less games, like hardly any games were like online only that were single player, and so people don't. True. This is why I still, if I can, I will buy the physical copy, but physical copies. Some games, like a lot of games, are still like online. Like you have to like have an online connection for it to like verify a bunch of shit. I think it's bullshit. Like I've never been a fan of DRM, which is digital rights management. So yeah,
it's funny that you say that because like I saw a couple of videos of like some young people saying like, oh yeah, after this outage, now I understand why you older people have. Like, you guys prefer physical copies because I couldn't access my game because the whole network was down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, they're talking about us.
yeah. I mean, at least it's an option,
Yeah. But that's the other thing, too, is that, like, I think with our generation, like, we had, like, GameStop where, like, once you were done playing with a game, you can go sell it and get some credits to buy another game. Like, that option was always there, but you can't really do that with digital versions. Like either, once you're done playing that game, like it's off in the cloud. So like you delete off of your hard drive and you go off to the next game and hope that you can download it again.
And what people still don't understand is that they can remove the game from you at any time. Yeah. Anytime. You cannot remove my physical copy from me. So
a perfect example of this, I mean, it's not like a digital thing, but like Meta, they have this portal. It's called the portal, and it's basically a screen with a camera where you can like chat with other people. Blah blah blah. They basically was like, this ain't making us money. We're gonna stop supporting it. And instead of like leaving it available for people to still use, they got rid of all the features that was on there. Like it used to have Alexa on there. It used to be able to have Spotify. There's all like you could load your pictures from your Facebook or Instagram account. Now all this thing, because I have one. I got to do work, so that's why I have one. And I mean it's really good. Like the video quality for video calls is really good. Like we would use this for meetings. We would have a meeting of like 12 people, and it would be like a little screen, but like you can change the configurations where like the main person talking will be like the biggest picture on there. But like the thing had like a really good sound system too. Like it has a mini sub in the back It has some good like tweeters in the front. Like this thing was really good for the time. Actually, I have two of them. So I have the smaller one here. So look, the back of it is a speaker.
Wow,
Like that's the
cool.
sub.
Yeah,
and it was really, really good, and it's a pretty good, decent size too. Like this is probably like the size of like a good size tablet.
it's hard. That's like 10 or 8 inches.
Yeah,
that's what she said. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But no, like Meta was like, "Yo, we're not going to support this anymore. Like, you have until this date to download your pictures off here, or they're just fucking gone." And it's like, dude, just have it open source. Like, let people be able to customize it and run like different. I mean, and so the thing is that there's a site called it's like XDA. I think it's XDA.
Yeah, it's XDA. Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to hack this thing to be able to run like a custom boot loops on there.
Bootloader.
Bootloader. Yeah, bootloader. And like they're having a hard time. Like this thing was pretty was very secure, but like I wish Facebook Meta would just release, I guess the dev kit for it so people can customize it, and because a lot of people bought this thing, like they gave it to family members and this and that, and it was a really good product, but they got rid of it. And that's with that being said, like I wouldn't buy the Meta Ray-Bans just on that notion, because like if Meta decided like to stop supporting it, you basically got sunglasses, really expensive sunglasses that have cameras that you can't really use because the software isn't there. Like I can't even open the software for this anymore. It tells me that it's out of date and it will just close on its own.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Okay. Really quick, jumping back to State of Play.
Yeah.
So Lives of P has a fucking DLC. It's called Overture. It's saying it's a people DLC. And then for all you gooners out there, Stellar Blade is getting a crossover DLC and a port to PC in June. So there's that. WWE 2K25. There's multiplayer and there's like the hub stuff. Basically, it's basically 2K, NBA 2K, but with wrestling. So you get to start your own character, go through the whole wrestling thing. You start out different circuits and build yourself up to a superstar. There's a new Shinobi Art of Vengeance. It's like a side scroller?
Yeah, like
Shinobi used to be. Yeah. This comes out in August, so it looks pretty cool.
Wait, with the wrestling one, do they like go over scripts of how the match is gonna play out?
No, they talk about you building your own character, I guess, because there's a character creator in the game, so to build your own shit. There's a Sonic
WWE
Racing.
fans are gonna be mad at me.
Yeah, there's a Sonic Racing Crossroads. I looked at it and I just immediately thought fucking Mario Kart, so I didn't really pay that much attention. It looks cool. I'm just not.
I think Sonic had a couple of racing games back in the past.
Yeah, but there's a new one. It's out this year, so they showed it. It was like literally the second thing they showed.
I just remember with the Sonic game, it's like, yo, he can run really fast. Like, why would he be driving?
I mean,
that though.
Yeah. I guess not. Yeah. Maybe his shoes got a hole.
I don't know. Maybe his feet hurt. I don't know. What else is on there? What am I missing? Oh, so this game is getting a lot of buzz, but like when it was showed, there's a lot of people fucking hating on it for some reason, but it looks fucking good. The only thing was weird is it looks split screen because it's a multiplayer game. It looks like it's a 2-player game. This is Split Fiction. This comes out in March, but it looks pretty interesting. So the protagonists of the game are 2 women. And so people were freaking out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so
people were freaking out.
No. So if y'all have never, so I played. The last game was, God damn it, what the fuck's? It Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
Yeah. Which is like one of the greatest like co-op games of all time. If you have a partner or whatever, play the game. Yeah. It's fucking great. So
that game was it was available on PSN a while ago, and I have it. I can't play it. You gotta have it's a 2-person game.
You can't play with what we call it here with the sweetness. Yeah.
I mean, I can, but she doesn't play video games.
Well, she will probably like this game. Like me and the ex, we played it, and it was great. And I was really looking forward to Split Fiction, but I guess how do I put it?
We gotta wait. You gotta wait for the new player 2 to enter.
So I do have a new player 2. But she doesn't play a lot of games. Yeah, she doesn't play games, so I guess I'll have to convince her to like play this game because I really want to play this game. It looks like it's a lot of fun.
This is the game where the people, they look like they just stepped out of either Tron or they're cosplaying as Mega Man, right?
Well,
it
switches back and forth.
I thought it was fucking Mega Man. So I thought they were fucking doing Mega Man.
It switches from like sci-fi to like fantasy because it's basically like they're two different like writers for like books, and like one is a sci-fi writer, one is a fantasy writer, and they get sucked into like this universe where they have to like switch back and forth because they're trying to like take like all their stories from them. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting to me, but people were hating on it during the state of play. And obviously, guess what words they were using to describe this game? I give you 2 guesses.
Yeah.
2 guesses. Whoa. There you go. Ding, 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 ding. Blue, you were asking about VR games. So there was a trailer for a VR game. It looks kind of weird. It's called Dreams of Another. It's for PSVR 2. It's be out this year. There's no actual release date. I don't see. It just says it's out in 2025. But yeah, there's an octopus game called Darwin's Paradox. I mean, it looks kind of cool. I mean, you never know. This could be a big hit. It just looks. I don't know.
Well, remember that? I think during COVID there was that one octopus series that was on Netflix that was really popular. The one was like a scuba diver. He fell in love with like a octopus, and like they had like some kind of love.
Dave the Diver.
Yeah,
Dave the Diver. Hold on. So P actually got me on this. I need to play it more, but Dave the Diver is fucking dope. It's a lot of fun.
Well, no. So what I'm talking about. There's actually a live action movie on Netflix about like a teacher who was like scuba diving. And he like fell in love with like an octopus.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It was like some. Let me see if I can find the title of it.
That sounds like hentai, but you know.
Yeah, it's not. It wasn't Squid Game. That was a different kind of game.
So I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but I'm pretty sure they announced DLC for Dan the Diver.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they did.
It's not listed on here, but yeah, there's a Digimon fucking game. I don't care. Hell Is Us. That was another hyped up game.
That game looked dope. It looks like it looks a lot like Death Stranding.
It sure fucking
yeah.
Yeah, it looked fucking. It was crazy because it's post apocalyptic and shit. That looked fucking crazy.
Yeah.
There's a game. Oh, so the game that's like it looks like Dead Space and
it's like 880 something.
Directive 8020 or 8020.
Yeah.
So this stars Lashana Lynch in this fucking thing.
Yeah.
This looks fucking great because like people get mutated. It looks like Alien and Dead Space like had a baby kind of. It looks fucking creepy. But it looks awesome. So this is out in October 2nd. It's on October.
I don't believe that. But yeah, cool. I think it'll come out next year. But I'm just
sure. But yeah, so this is the tentative release date, October 2nd. So.
The reason why I say that is because later on this year, there's a whole bunch of games that are going to get released that are really good that got announced a while ago. So there's no need to fit that release window. And 2026, there's not a lot being announced there yet. So there's way more.
No, there's not. So also,
fill in there.
I brought this up earlier. So GTA 6 does not have an official release date. Once they pick a date, everything's gonna be moving.
It's 2025, is what they said.
Yeah, but we didn't say what month. It's probably gonna be fall. Could be December. Once that shit drops, you can bet you people are gonna move their fucking games out the way. So
yeah. Okay. So the Netflix show, it's a documentary. It's called My Octopus Teacher, and it dropped in 2020. But it says in 2018, Craig Foster begins freediving in a cold underwater kelp forest at a remote location near Cape Town, South Africa. The location, blah, blah, blah. It says he starts to document his experience and in time met a curious young octopus that captured his attention. The film shows Foster's growing intimate relationship with the octopus.
Why they gotta put it like that?
Follows her around for nearly a year. Like,
they could use like way different words. I'm just saying, like an intimate relationship with the is he mouth fucking this octopus? I mean,
Or maybe
What
it's
is
about
happening
fucking
here?
him.
It says that it says Foster and says they form a bond where she plays with Foster and allows him
This is sounding
he allows
worse.
him into her world to see how she sleeps, live, and eats.
Yeah, this is like, they could use like way more appropriate words for, an animal.
Or an alien. Another state to play game that was showed was Metal Eden. Just like the sci-fi first-person shooter, supposed to be out in May 6th. I don't remember seeing this, but this background was cool. There's a trailer and shit. What's the other one? Ones that I give a shit about or care. I remember seeing Lost Soul Aid or Aside, whatever. This is a PS5 exclusive, but I don't know. Maybe it's one of those ones. This is another Final Fantasy like looking clone shit that I didn't give a shit about. I mean, it looks cool, but this is supposed to be out. There's no release date. It's supposed to be just May 30th. Yeah, right. Unless it's already done, but it looks like a lot of it's just fucking CGI shit. But whatever. Yeah. And I think that was all the ones that I think I caught it all.
I got a quick be the BTI gaming question for the three of us. I mean, I know my answer because it's my question, but would you play a game? Because nowadays, like, I feel like games are really pushing the envelope of like being more realistic and being more realistic.
It automatically clicks off. Like, what the fuck?
It's like I see you, Negro. But a lot of games, like even like looking at the state of play, like a lot of these games are trying to get more and more like realistic with their character rendering. Would you prefer to play a game where it's like, whoa, this is like real life, but the game plays like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 hours, or play something that's like, I don't know, like Resident Evil 2 level graphics, but it's like a super detailed game. Like there's like, you can open range world, like you can customize your character and this and that. Like there's more variety in this world. It's just the resolution isn't like to par.
I think you can just say Cyberpunk 2077, bro. I mean,
it's kind of the opposite, but yeah, there's been games lately that I've played that are not like super high fidelity. I just talked about Dave the Diver. That's literally fucking 8-bit. So, and that game is fun as shit. And Hades 2, which is probably like I put in like 130 something hours into the game so far.
Guacamole was another.
Yeah, Guacamole
really
was another great game. You know,
really?
These are both cell shaded games.
Oh, also the new Prince of Persia, which was very popular, it came out a year or two ago. That was like a side scroller, which it's not graphically intensive, but everything's really good. So
you're saying, yeah? So both of you guys would go with the low res, more detailed game.
Yeah. So I will say this: there have been games that I have played that have been very, very thought-provoking and sometimes fucked up, that were not very high fidelity. So one of them was it was an indie game. It was a game based off the Columbine shooting. It's literally called Columbine. It's like this 8-bit game. You play as one of the shooters, and then I think you play as one of the victims as well. It's an 8-bit game. It looks shitty, but it has a very poignant message, and it has very touchy subject matter in the game. So there you go.
Okay, here's the twist of the whole entire thing. The low res game, open world, all the details, $100. It's high res game, $49.99.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. $100, probably not for me. Because I doubt it's gonna have enough content for me to justify $100.
Dude, I'm talking about like, so the high res game, like hard drive space is like 100 gigs easily. Where the low res game, still 100 gigs, but you probably could get more details in that world since there's less, I guess, spent on resolution or graphics.
So I don't care what kind of bells and whistles or lack thereof. $100 is a lot for me to justify a game, especially if it's not a deluxe sucks me off edition or the ultimate ultra fucking high res edition where it gives me a digital comic book or some shit, like yeah, I'm probably not gonna do that. I'll wait for
Not that price range.
I'll wait for it to hit fucking PSN or Game Pass because it probably will eventually, or at least the standard version will.
All right, cool.
Do we had? Oh, we already answered.
Wrap it up.
Already answered a Bees and PPI by Warrior Feather. He asked what we thought of the halftime game or a halftime show, and so we did. So I hope we answered your question, Warrior Fella. Hope you were satisfied.
Yeah, Kendrick. I'm just saying.
Kendrick killed it. K dot.
I asked people, some people, like, you know, who do you think won the Kendrick and Drake beef? Pretty much everybody that has said that I've asked this has said Kendrick so far, and then I'll tell them like there's no wrong answers, but if you would have said Drake, there's a wrong answer. So yeah,
that's fucking terrible.
That's not terrible. That's fucking accurate.
Oh my
that is
god!
Accurate. If you think Drake won this, I don't know what the fuck you're thinking, but there's literally no way that Drake won that beef.
Well, what's also crazy that like to think about it too is that like I haven't heard a mumble rap on the radio ever since this beef started. Like it's been Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I mean, it's more on the Kendrick Lamar side. But
there's been like one, maybe two hits of Drake last year. He didn't get it. Did he even get a fucking nomination?
No,
for anything last year.
He didn't put out. What did he even put out? Those kids.
He had his diss tracks.
He had first person shooter, and his diss tracks did get nominated. So.
Well, he had a lot of actually. Well, he had a couple other songs that were like after the diss track, like Juan Guan Delilah, which is a fucking terrible song, like legit terrible.
Don't know.
He's like AI to write that.
Couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
All right, we gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Spanking on the butt. All right. Wait, I guess I did the intro.
What the fuck happened here? Why'd you say wrap it up? Spanking on the butt.
Well, if you ever listen to Stuff You Should Know, they say that. whatever it comes to listener mail, they say that at the end. It's like you wrap it up.
Yeah, I do listen to that podcast, but yeah, we're not that podcast, so let's not do that ever again.
Like, yeah, it sounds worse when I said it. But
yeah.
All right. Ninja, what you got populating, crackulating this week until the next episode?
So this week is not SOP week, so I'm gonna be chilling. The Monster Hunter beta week 2 is tomorrow, so I'm gonna be on top of that. So, like I said, Prodigy and I, we didn't get a chance to link up. I don't know what's going on with him. We just couldn't link up, but I got a chance to meet P, so I kind of threw that kind of shit out. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to put something out, even if it's just one of us or whatever. We'll see what's going on. Monster Hunter's out in like 2 weeks, so I'm gonna be all over this fucking game. I've been looking at a game that's coming out, South of Midnight.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
This is fucking crazy. There's a trailer out now. I'm like, dude, this looks fucking intense. Kind of a lot of shit going on in this game. So it's out in April, like first week of April. I may have to download this fucking game. Other than that, I'm watching Mayor of Kingstown because I'm on the second season now. It's a fucked up ass show. I'm literally just waiting for SOP week. There's a lot going on that week for me. So that should kick off at least in the right mood before things go real bad. So yeah, that's it for me.
All right, Kronos, what you got going on?
What do I got going on? See, tomorrow I'm doing jiu-jitsu. This last week has been like so much fun for me. So I've met somebody new and it's been super cool so far. So yeah, there's that. I got to do like a lot of cool stuff and probably do some other stuff soon, but I'll be gone up to the Bay the week after. Actually, is it next week? I'll leave next week to go up to the Bay. And I look forward to seeing
some days off.
Yeah, so get some days off.
Week. So
I look forward to seeing you both. I'm going to like the SF Beer Week Fest, which is really the opening gala. I have no idea why they changed the name and changed the time and put it on the Salesforce, whatever, but I'll fucking be there. All right. I'll be there. And I look forward to coming back to the Bay because it's been literally a year, and I'm in a better place now. So yeah,
Nice.
that's all I got.
It'd be good to see you.
Yeah.
For myself, what's it? Oh, Stitch's daughter is turning 5, and they have invited my son to go to her birthday party. So Sunday, I'm going to her birthday party. I caught up on Squid Game. God damn, Squid Game. It's crazy because it was like 8 episodes, and I was like, that's it. Like, yo, like I thought, like I saw that it was 8 episodes. I was like, okay, they're gonna squeeze everything in real quick. But like, yeah, it'll come back in June. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Just release all the episodes. Netflix, get back to your roots. But yeah, I'm all caught up on Squid Game. I'm all caught up on Spider-Man on Disney Plus. I'm starting to catch up on, or I'm getting back into watching Invincible. On Amazon. It's been really, really fucking good. Like just the constant violence of that movie. Like that show just constantly just like, you know, you think things are going right, and then everything just start going bad again. It's always keep you on the edge of your toes. What else? I started a new audiobook by Jeremy Robinson, and it's narrated by what's the guy's name? R.C. Brad. Something.
What?
No, I started a new audiobook.
The narrator, R.C. Bray.
The narrator. R.C. Bray, there you go.
Yeah, he's a great narrator.
Yeah, like this guy, like every time, because he has like the most, like he has the voice of like somebody who smokes like 50 packs of cigarettes a day.
Yeah, he's a great narrator.
But then he turns around to like a little girl's voice.
Yeah,
it's distinct. Like you think it might be another person. I mean, you kind of know it's still him, but the fact that he goes from like a raspy voice to like, oh, hi, I'm a little girl. Like it's really crazy. But the book,
does the same shit. So
so the book is called The Dark, and I'm only like 10 chapters in, but the chapters are short. But basically, like the sun is blocked out by something, and it's basically hell on earth. Like it's just starting. Like I don't know exactly what's gonna happen, but the storyline is already really good. We have an army vet who has like PTSD, and like he has like a bunch of like mental issues, but he seems chill as fuck. Like he's talking about smoking weed and like listening to like Nirvana, and like he's like making all these pop culture references, which makes it seem like he's like, you know, around our generation too, which makes it even more relatable. But yeah, other than that, I'm also we don't talk about it this much, but like I know Crohn's is doing it, but like I'm also doing Duolingo, and like the first time last night I had a dream in Spanish. Like, it was weird.
Yeah.
I felt like I knew what was going on, but like it's really cool like learning another language and like listening to people speak that language, because it feels like you're cracking a code. Like you start understanding like little things here and there. Like I was at a coffee shop and 2 people were talking, and I kept just recognizing words that they were saying. I couldn't really like get the gist of the conversations, but I understood some of the words they were using. I thought that was really cool.
So the only time I dream in Spanish is after I watched an adult film that had a big booty Latina in it.
Or after having tequila with no ice.
You mean a shot?
No, having tequila straight, no fucking ice.
Just sipping tequila neat.
That was a callback to Kronos' shirt.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, just chilling this week. Oh, Ninja, go ahead and take us out of here.
All right. You just experienced Black Men Back Times Infinity, the
say Infinity in Spanish.
Dinkest podcast in the universe or anywhere. Just check us out anywhere and everywhere with B's and BTI. That's BTHAN BTI. Anywhere you consume your podcast, just know if you're listening to us via audio, we go live every Wednesday, 8:30 Pacific-ish time on YouTube and on Twitch, so you can see us. And you can actually chat with us and ask us questions and be a part of the discussion. You can, if you have questions or whatnot, you can email us at bthebti@gmail.com. We also have a Discord server if you want to be on there, because we are way more engaged now. Things are getting super lively on there. If you want to be a part of it and cause a bunch of ruckus and or ask us questions that you didn't want to ask in front of a bunch of. Well, there would be people in there too, but whatever. If you just have curious stuff, you have access to it. Just let us know. Email us. Let us know that you want to join the Discord server. And what's the domain now for our site? Is Squarespace something?
It's benhabproductions.com.squarespace.com. It's annoying, the Squarespace part. I gotta figure that out.
Okay, that's fine. I guess we're gonna have to do it just like a dummy link, but that's fine. We'll figure it out. All right.
So wait, before you leave, I put Black to the Black Times Infinity in Google Translator. And the translation of Black and Black Times Infinity in Spanish is Más negros que el negros por el infinito. Infinito.
If you know Spanish, that's hella funny because it's like more Negroes and more
Negroes.
Black and
what? I didn't want to say that about my thing. That's it's funny. Yeah. I get it.
Of the infinity.
That's great.
That's great. I'll be out here.
All right, we're at this bitch. Peace. I got press buttons. There we go. Buttons press and stream.
Yet many questions remain unanswered.